All right, what is going on, everybody? How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty fantastic, actually. I feel great. I've been going back to the gym. I've been going back to the gym hardcore, back into the gym every day. I feel great. I'm feeling real nice and tight. It's gained a little bit of weight, about 3 pounds in a couple weeks. It's feeling good, feeling good. So I hope everybody's well. That would be cool. So, what I wanted to talk about today, this is not a podcast for the iTunes. This is just for you guys on YouTube. I keep seeing, and now I don't want to get too ranty because I feel like I made a goal towards the beginning of the year. I don't do New Year's resolutions, quote unquote, but I feel like I made a little bit of a self-talk, and I told myself, no more screaming in the camera, no more ranting, no more telling people what they need to do and whatever. You know what I mean? You get that, you come across these channels, these gun channels specifically, more or less, that are telling you need to fight, you need to do this, you need to do that, which is true. But, guys, I really need the help from my subscribers here. Some of you, I really need your help to all watch this and give me some feedback on this. I'm just a little bit confused. And this is an honest thing that I'm confused about. Gun channels, I know Glock Guy, you're here. I don't know if you're picking up on this. I just want to know, because I know you use Patreon, and nothing against anybody for making money. I get it. And it's the only source to make money. But I think that if you set up your own website and you can take donations yourself, why not just do that? It's the same damn thing. Why? What I don't understand is these gun channels that want to sit there and say, the regular guy training, for one. I just watched his video and he's talking about, the Second Amendment and blah, 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 blah. But yet you scroll down and you see Patreon. It's like, look, and you see this on every single gun channel that pretty much exists. All of these gun channels, they want you to fight for the freaking Second Amendment. If you're not fighting for the Second Amendment, you're not a true patriot. You're not a true American. They make it seem like, if you're a real gun person or whatever. Listen, what about the First Amendment? Because without that, there is no YouTube, there is no anything. There is no you standing up here trying to get people and educate them on firearms, which is, to me, a much needed. It's the firearms community on YouTube is very much needed. It's a very important source of information that we definitely need. Now, mentally sick people can use that, and that's, I think, the problem with YouTube's problem with it and stuff, and which is why you don't get ads, which is why you use Patreon. Because the wrong people are watching the videos, they're learning how to build the guns, they're learning how to shoot them, they're learning negative things. But the problem that they're not understanding, these these politicians and whoever, lawmakers, aren't paying looking at, is the fact that if people want to do harm, they're going to do harm. They're not just going to go to YouTube. If somebody wants to learn how to shoot a gun, they're going to do it, regardless if there's a YouTube video on it or not. So it's just an easy point the finger. But gun channels, specifically, you need to stop pushing on people when you are being a hypocrite. If you're using Patreon and you're sitting there trying to push the Second Amendment, you're not a patriot, blah, 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 I'm so patriotic, look at me, I'm American, and you're using Patreon, you're a hypocrite. The facts are there. Patreon is not in support of freedom of speech, okay? And I can't even tell you how many channels are just oblivious to this. It's ridiculous. Step out of your realm for a second and open your eyes to the possibility that it's not just about guns. It's about the entire Constitution. It is being attacked. It's not just about the Second Amendment or the First. It's about all of them. Okay? The Constitution is under attack by whoever. The right, the left. It doesn't even matter. It's it's getting crazy. And maybe this will be a podcast. I don't know. I don't want people to go onto my podcast and be turned away. But I guess if you're into this kind of blander or whatever, I guess is that the word for it? I have a dictionary here. Anyway, yeah, I guess it's blander. I don't know. Somebody can correct me. I don't care. You guys know I don't care. I do care. I like to be corrected if I'm wrong. That's fine. Because I can always just delete it out, but I'll just leave it. But anyway, it's just, so gun channels, if you're here, just kindly, there's no reason to be rude, there's no reason to start arguing and fights and whatever, but I just find it kind of odd that maybe you're not aware of the situation that's going on with Patreon, and that the fact that Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin both deleted Patreon because of the freedom of speech being attacked through Patreon. Maybe you're not aware of the fact that, Sargon of Akkad was dropped from Patreon for saying the N-word. I'm not going to say it because I should be able to in that context, but, am I going to get deplatformed? Maybe. I don't know. Joe Rogan said it in that same context, but I don't like the word, and I don't think there's any reason for me to use it, so I'm not going to. And, some of you may not believe that that's something I should hide. I should be able to say it in that context, and that's fine. Whatever. You have your ways. This is just how I grew up, but it's just a word you don't say. You know what I mean? I don't care if other people use it in a way to where, they're talking to their boys or whatever. It's not something that I feel is a word that is fun to use. It's whatever. It's a stupid word. It's an unintelligent word. Let's just put it that way. If you use that word, you're an uneducated person in my eyes. Now, the way Sargon of Akkad used it, he was explaining it to somebody else, and he got kicked. He lost his entire income on Patreon. I mean, look up the story. There's more cases than that. I'm not going to get into them all. The fact of the matter is, if you're up here pushing the Second Amendment, you should not be having Patreon. I don't want to see Patreon in your description. Because it's just, you're a hypocrite. I'm sorry. Now, if you're a gun channel and you're not pushing the Second Amendment on people, you're not up there saying, you got to fight, and I can't stand this freaking NRA crap, and Hitchcock's a freaking elitist, and all this other shit. It's like, if you're not that channel and you're just up there making gun videos, having fun, and you're just kind of whatever, but at the same time, if you have a voice and you have a decent amount of subscribers, and you have a voice to where you can actually make some kind of a change, then I think you should be at least trying. But at the same time, I think you guys really all need to start looking at another way to source your income. If you have no reason to have Patreon, honestly. Some of you guys, especially regular guy training, I don't know your deal or whatever, dude, but it seems to me that you have a pretty successful training business. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Not judging anyone. I'm just saying I'm not against people making money, but I am against Patreon. I'm against Patreon because they're not for the Constitution. They're not for your freedom of speech. And, just like the Democrats and whoever else isn't for your Second Amendment. YouTube, other probably Patreon that you use. It's like literally, come on, man. And I'm not just talking to you. I don't mean to single you out. I just watched your video. And you just came to my head. I'm just saying, if you want to kindly put something in the comments about why you use it and why you think that I'm wrong, that's fine. I get it. Just everybody knows the rules around the hard city. Be polite and be intelligent. Speak with intelligence, and we don't have to get into ignorant comments. You will be banned. And I'm not just talking to. I'm talking to everybody when I say that. So it's just an interesting, it's a very interesting turn of events that this country has been taking lately, and I think this all has to do with this president, who I respect as our president, but I just think he's turned this country into an absolute mess. It's a freaking mess. People are attacking the Constitution because of him, because of what he stands for and who he is as whatever he is. It's not good. It's not good for the country. We need a president up here who is really going to stand for the Constitution. It's the heritage of this country. You know, the Second Amendment is needed. The First Amendment is 100% needed. It might be, you know, you got to protect yourself, but you got to be able to it's freedom of speech. I mean, come on. Do I have to really get into what you need that for? It's just unbelievable. Go to a country that doesn't have freedom of speech. Go to a country that doesn't have the right to bear arms, to protect themselves. These are the two most important things. That's why they're 1 and 2. But if you're fighting for one, you got to fight for the other, is what I'm saying, guys. So, in my expert opinion, because we all know I'm an expert, you got to get rid of the patron if you're going to do this. If you're going to sit here and fight for the Second Amendment, you can't have patron. It just doesn't seem right. And please, somebody tell me I'm wrong, please. If you're just some Joe Schmo blowing his nose in a lawnmower hose, then go ahead and have patron all you want. But if you're fighting for something like the Constitution, you need to fight for all of it. Okay? So that's my little rant. In other news, Shane Dawson is being sued by Chuck E. Cheese. Like anyone gives a shit about Shane Dawson. You know? Come on, man. So, this is what this world has come to. We have a president who is in a state of emergency. I get it. He wants his wall. I don't know. I don't even know what to think about the wall. I think we need it. We should have a wall. Like the way he presents it, yeah, it seems like you can't have a country without a border. We're worried about other countries' borders, but not our own. I get it, yeah. But I just don't think that this is the way to go about it. And he's doing it to himself. The way the Democrats and people are turning him down in Congress is because of the way he acts. He just acts out. And that doesn't get anything done. It's like reverse psychology. It's just ridiculous. So, I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments if you think he's going to win the next term. I'm on the fence of voting for someone else, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm looking at my options, obviously. You all should be. You know, you can't just be, I'm voting for Trump no matter what. You don't know that. You don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so keep your options open. Keep an open mind. There's other presidents, and there's other Democratic presidents that also stand for the Second Amendment. It's not just, you know, you've seen less shit happen to the Second Amendment ever until Donald Trump came into office, and now all of a sudden shit's happening, like the ban of the bump stock. And this is a big deal because arms, in case you don't know, means armament. Anything under the Second Amendment is covered in firearms. The category is everything. The Second Amendment is everything. Bullets, ammo. You know, there's going to be this huge tax on ammunition. You're not going to be able to buy a case of AR-15 rounds. It's going to cost you $2,000, especially if you're in California. I mean, stock up on ammo now. This is why, and maybe this could be some kind of hoax too. You don't know, so you got to be careful. Remember this they talk about banning guns, but now you're seeing little hints of things. The bump stock, that's a big deal because that's one little thing. You're taking little pieces out. But I get it, and I want to fight with you guys. You know what I mean? But I can't in my right mind stand behind you and fight with you guys when you have fucking patron on your goddamn description. When you're taking money from the people using a platform that doesn't stand for your First Amendment. Give me a fucking break here, guys. Come on, man. Do your research, figure it out, let me know what you think, and maybe we could go from there. But until some of you gun channels really start stepping up your game and really start fucking fighting like I am, all right? I write my fucking letters, okay? I make my phone calls, and I support the Gun Owners of America, not the NRA. The NRA is a fucking joke. It's in writing. It's in writing what they put in about the bumps. They asked for it, they got it, okay? It's in writing. You can look it up. It happened. They did it to themselves. And, you know, and then you got Hitchcock up there, and, you know, Hitchcock kind of a slug. He's kind of a snake. And anybody who supports the NRA is a snake. And then you got guys who are like, oh, I give them that $10 so I can get their phone call every month and bitch to them on the phone. Do you think they give a shit about that? Oh, it's going to get to the boss. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're hanging up. They're never here. You're never hearing. They're never going to hear you. Your voice is not mattered. Your $10 is what's mattered. Come on, man. Support the right people. Do your research, guys. This is getting out of hand. It's because everybody is so blinded by one thing that they're not seeing another thing coming. You got to open your mind and explore all of the avenues of what's going on here. Because I agree. The Second Amendment is under attack, but it's not just the Second Amendment. It's our all our Constitution. They're making new laws, new this, new that, more bans, less freedoms, more restraints, more ways to tie you down, more control. It's Nazism is what they're doing. They're trying to take. It's literally out of the Nazi book. I've said this before. It's almost disgusting how blind people are to this because they're so caught up in Instagram and Kim Kardashian with Kenny G and Kenny G freaking playing the flute in her living room with a bunch of rose. Who gives a shit about these people? And then you have YouTube, and I love YouTube. It's a great platform, says Canadian Prepper. Give me a break. YouTube is jacking up this stuff right now. They need to slow their roll, and they're never going to. Something else is going to pop up. Something's popping up soon, guys. Something's popping off soon. A new platform is coming, and I think it's going to be called iTube. I don't know. But something's going to happen. There's going to be a different patron, too, by the way, in case you didn't know that. So all you Second Amendment guys, you want to fight for the Second Amendment, but not the First. Shit's going to hit the fan really soon, about, I'd say, a year. 1 year, when a new platform's created. So where do you guys think the country's headed to? Where you think we're headed to a civil war? You don't want to go to a war, okay? You want to resort to violence? Do you understand what you're talking about? No, you don't. You think you're playing video games, okay? Violence. Talking about people dying. You're talking about killing another human being. That's disgusting. Nobody wants that. Slow your roll. Be nice to everyone. Everybody needs to start realizing that people have different opinions. And everybody just needs to calm the fuck down. Seriously. And nobody said it better than Joe Rogan. Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. And he's right. There's no reason to be wanting to fight, and there's people that are talking about, I got my guns ready. What are you talking about? Like, come on, man. So, and it goes way more beyond guns. This is beyond guns at this point. All right, this is our livelihood as Americans, and we are under attack to be even just literally monitored 24 hours a day. And you got this new president trying to one of the runners, I forget his name. Asian fella. He's forget his name. He's on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's talking about income tax-based income or whatever it's called. It's where everybody gets $1,000 a month no matter what they work. Doesn't matter. $1,000. Here you go. I like it, and I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Let's just say that. But then he started talking about the trucking industry and how robots are taking over. Dude, you're way off here. I'm in the trucking industry. I could tell you right now that. Yeah, they might master the robot on the highway for the truck driving, okay? But what he didn't talk about was the fact that the trucking industry is much more than just a driver of a truck, okay? You got loading docks, you got pickers, you got warehouse employees, you got body mechanics, you got painters, you got mechanics, you got all these other things that are involved in the trucking industry, okay? It's not going anywhere. He's like, oh, the trucking industry will be no more in 10 years. What? First of all, you're not going to get a robot to drive around through the city streets like they do at, like, say, where I work, with the biggest beverage company in the world, which I don't want to mention because I don't want them to own my video eventually. So, which they could do. And I guess, right? I mean, technically, if I mentioned it, I don't know. Anyway, they're way off from that, and then you still have to have somebody unload the damn truck, and or it's just not only that, but somebody still has to fix it, and then not only that, but if you're really into it, you're gonna grow with the industry. Somebody's still gonna have to fix the robot. Somebody's still gonna have to fix the truck, paint the truck. There's gonna be somebody for everything. The president, he's talking. The new runner president, I don't know what you call it. What do you call the guy running for president? Runner up, president nominee? No, I don't know. Somebody can also put that in the comments. I just can't think of it right now. I know what it is in my head. I'm not scripting things. There's nothing written down. I have some notes here, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is, he's way off from the 5 years. There's going to be robotic trucks everywhere. No, I'm sorry, not happening. Plus, I have a union contract for 5 years, so. A lot of them do. A lot of them have, 5-year contracts, so no. 15 years, I could see a little more changes. 20 years, I could see a lot more. 50 years, I can see it, being a big deal, okay? But 5? I work on these things every day. I'm looking at them, and I'm looking, 5 years, you're talking about a robot driving this thing? No. Mm-mm. Not only top of the fact that somebody still has to fix it, if it breaks. Things are going to break, snap, tires are going to pop, go bad. People are going to run into it. Paint jobs are going to fade. Just things happen. Wear and tear. So, again, I don't know what's going to happen with this country, and I feel like they had to do something about the bump stocks because of the Vegas shooter. That was a lot of people that died. But then there's so many, I don't want to be this guy, but there's a lot of conspiracies about that. And I find it really odd that if you look up the documentary on that, you don't really see any people dead. Now, I'm not saying, I know probably a lot. I'm just saying, like, when you try to look it up, it's like when people are running with their phones and stuff, you don't see, like, piles of dead people. Like, there's 57 people died. That's a lot. And I know it was probably scattered around. So I don't know. I wish I was there to see it, but I would never want to be in that situation ever. It's just like, it's so hard to believe something like that, isn't it? It's when you're not involved in it. Like, just think about it for a second. Like, I know it happened, whatever. I'm not saying that. I know people are going to be like, what the fuck? How could you? I'm just expressing my feelings right now. This is how I'm feeling, and I just feel like it's just weird. I'm not saying it's a hoax. I'm just saying it's a little odd, that the way it all played out if you watch the documentary. And then, a lot of people did get hurt and stuff. You've seen that. The one lady got shot in the head, and lady got shot through the chest or whatever. A lot of those people lived, but, a lot of people died, and, families and stuff. And it's just... How do you really know if you're not there, though? If you're one of, like me, like I live on the other side of the country, I would love to meet somebody who is actually there to talk to me about that. Actually, if I have any subscribers that are, by some grace of God, were at that Las Vegas shooting, let me know in the comments, and maybe we can talk about it somehow. But anyway, because I would really love to hear that story. I just can't picture it. It's so crazy to me that happened. And even like the Parkland shooting, all those shootings, it's just so hard to believe something like that. But it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I don't want people to get the wrong idea of what I'm saying here. It's just odd. And then the bump stock ban comes, and he used all those why did he have so many guns in that freaking room like that? That was so crazy. That documentary is very interesting if you want to go ahead and watch it. It's on YouTube. So anyway, gun channels, if you're hearing me, I know some of you are watching. It's just, I just find it real odd that you want to fight for the Second Amendment, but you're kind of not, either you don't know and you don't know, or you just don't give a shit about the First Amendment. I mean, I find that hard to believe, because without it, you wouldn't be spitting shit about, guns this, gun that, because, without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be able to do that. And I just find it odd that people undermined it too much, I think. And I think a lot of you gun channels and anybody who really is really trying to fight against the way our Constitution is being attacked. And I say Constitution because it's the entire thing. It's not just the second or the first or whatever, like these guys are making it seem. I've yet to see one gun channel that doesn't have patrons do this, and it's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. They're all hypocrites. I don't care who you are. I really don't. You're a fucking hypocrite. And that just is what it is. Call me an asshole, call me wrong. You're a hypocrite. And that's what the facts are, though. I mean, and it's not, I'm not saying that because that's how I feel. I'm just saying it because that's the definition of what you're doing. It's a hypocrite. It's, I don't have to tell you the definition, do I? No, I don't think so. Look it up. Dictionaries everywhere. So, yeah, interesting. It's an interesting it's so interesting to me that, though, because that just whole premise of YouTube and gun channels and Patreon and it's just it's weird. The more you think about it, the more it's like, huh. You got Nothing Fancy, who's Patreon, who's gun-ho, gotta stand for your Second Amendment, blah, 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 blah. And how come you don't hear more people say, well, fuck Patreon? Well, hey, I'm a gun channel, man. The Second Amendment, but you know what? This Patreon, they're not for the First Amendment either, so screw them too. Yet to see one single gun channel do that. And they won't. Do you know why? Because you people, my subscribers, I hope none of you are supporting Patreon and giving money to anybody, through Patreon. You want to support your YouTubers, that's awesome. Do that. But not through Patreon. Find another way. That's all I'm saying, guys. You can do that. I don't think it's illegal. It might be. What is the point of having Patreon? I don't understand it. Why can't you just have people donate you money to your account? Set up a Venmo or something like that. Why? Is that illegal to accept donations for your business? It's like a Kickstarter, right? So just make it like that or something. There's just other ways. Why are you fucking using Patreon? That's what I want to know. That's the question I have because I don't know anything about Patreon. All I know is fuck them because they're not for your First Amendment or your second, really. You think they are because they're just, happily letting you use their platform, but they aren't. I've said this, and this is nothing new, and everybody on my channel can say that I've been totally against Patreon for a very long time. Before Wrangler Star's video about it, before Jordan Peterson or Dave Rubin, before any of this crap years ago. When the kid who makes, what's it called? I said this before in a video. I guess I gotta say it again. The kid who makes, he makes like weapons and shit. Yeah, the kid who makes weapons. I don't know his name, but he makes weapons made like an electric shield, and then he makes weird weapons out of stuff. And he had a video one time where it was during the adpocalypse where YouTube demonetized his channel because he was making weapons. And they didn't like that, and then he had Patreon, and he asked all his subscribers to donate him money, which I'm totally not against. Let me just make that clear for everyone who's going to be like, well, what the fuck's your problem? You're just mad you're not making money. No, this has never been about money for me. I have 1,800 subscribers, okay? I don't give a shit about money, really. It would be nice, but the problem I have with it is the way people go about it. They go about it where it's like you have to pay them for content that they should be free anyway. This is YouTube. You're an asshole with a camera. And that's what you are. This is not a TV production. If you spent $100,000 on production studio, that's your fault. This is fucking YouTube. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be creative content. This is a business for people. And once all this money started getting involved, that's when shit started getting dumb and crazy and weird, and people started getting angry and mad and emotional and doing things that put them out of place with the other community, the other YouTube community, with people who don't make money. And money is the root of all evil. It is absolutely will change people, and it does, and you can see it. So anyway, this kid's making a video, and don't tell me all you gun channels. The reason why you don't go against Patreon is because that's how you get fucking paid, right? That's how you get your donations. Get your donations somewhere else, and stop acting like your content is so great that people need to donate money to fucking have it. It's a joke. Ugh, it's sickening. It's really getting disgusting. You know, I get, you know, like why certain YouTubers use their Patreon, and they use that money either to go to charities or to travel the world, to go to meets and stuff, to do these big events. You know, and I like how Last Line of Defense had his Patreon set up, although you're a hypocrite, dude. You're for the First Amendment. You're for the Second Amendment. You got to get rid of Patreon. It's just how it is. You have to stand for the Constitution, man. But anyway, I did like how he had to set it up to where he had his subscribers pick to where the money on Patreon went. Really good idea. Very clever. Wish more YouTubers did it, but they don't. The money goes right in their fucking pocket. Okay? Where's it going? You don't see new cameras. Hey, you don't see it. Name one gun channel that you see new camera lighting, new studio with the Patreon money. That's what it's supposed to be going to, right? That's what it's for. What else would it be for? A new fucking gun so they can review? Stop it. You're giving them money so they can buy guns? You're fucking kidding me, right? See the problem I'm having with this? It's fucking sick. It's sickening. And then they want to stand there and fight for the First Amendment. Or the Second and not the First. It's just stop it. Come on. And I'll be that guy. I don't give a shit. What are you going to say to me? I don't care. I don't care. Tell me I'm wrong. You know, fucking Will. He's just a fucking idiot. What are you going to say, really? What are you going to say? There's nothing. There's nothing because I'm right. So anyway, the kid, the problem I had with, fuck, man, why can't I think of his name? But anyway, the problem I had with him and his channel and the way he did his Patreon was he was making it like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, this was my job and this was my life and you know, I don't know if I'm going to feed my cat and how I'm going to feed my cat. I don't fucking care about your dumbass freaking cat. Cats suck anyway. God, that's fucking disgusting. Your cat? Get out of here, cat man. Ugh. Get a fucking job like everyone else. That's what you're going to do. Give me a break. You're a genius. You're making these beautiful, crazy weapons out of shit. Go get a fucking job at a machine shop. Go change tires to feed your cat. Don't fucking beg subscribers. Oh, it's gross, guys. Wake up. If you're one of these subscribers that is not seeing this, I hope I just awakened you. Get rid of the Patreon. Stop giving YouTubers money. Stop giving gun channels money on Patreon. I'm sorry. Don't do it. It's just because Patreon has to know that what they're doing is wrong. And the only way to do that is by getting rid of them. So I'm sorry, gun channels, for being the guy that had to break it to you. But you are a hypocrite, straight up, right out of Cashville. Anyway, feel free to comment in the bottom. Be respectful. Number one rule here, be respectful. You're out of line, you're done. One chance, one warning, that's it. I don't play them games. You can comment, you can argue, you can disagree. You cannot be disrespectful. Period. Okay, so what else? I think that's it. That's all I had to say. Sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. The Butt Hurt Hotel is leaving. Look, it is what it is, guys. It's just, I just want to be clear on a few things, though. That, like, what I stand for is the entire Constitution. I'm not in support of people who are going to say one thing and not stand for the other. It just makes no sense. And I think mainly, and I hope mainly the reason for that is because they're just not educated enough on the subject of what's going on with Patreon, because no one is talking about it besides Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin and Wrangler Star and some other guy who was like, Wrangler Star came in and said everybody needs to delete Patreon. He should apologize. You should stop telling a grown man that he needs to apologize, please. It's just, I'm sorry if this video seems just a little bit too ranty and stuff, and if this is a podcast, I'm sorry. I feel like it needed to be talked about. And the last one, I kind of shed light on this, but now I keep seeing more videos pop up about the NRA and the bump stock ban because it's going to be March 1st soon, and I just can't take it anymore. Just stop it, please. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just do the research. Check out the Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin, what they're up to. Follow them, guys. They're at the front lines of this. All right. There's going to be a new platform soon. I'm sure you're going to be able to figure out a way to get your money, your precious little money, and keep your channel going or whatever the fuck you're using the money for anyway. I don't really understand it. I mean, I don't. I get it if you quit your job and stuff like that to do YouTube, then I get it. Then it's your job. But, you know, at the same time, that's your own fucking fault if you didn't have a plan B. All right? So, but no, I don't want to be like, I feel like I'm coming off like I don't know. I don't want to come off the wrong way. I just feel like that there's a right way to do this, and the way you see some of these gun channels, specifically gun channels, because they're the ones that are up there about the Second Amendment. There's other channels, too, that have Patreon that shouldn't as well, but they're not up here in your face about the Second Amendment, so that's the difference. And there really shouldn't be a difference. I mean, I think everybody needs to get rid of Patreon, to be honest with you. Anybody who's in this kind of knives and talking and gear generally, but you know, there's some YouTubers, I won't mention any names, that, although I mentioned like several already, but there's a couple who you know, they don't get involved, and maybe they should, honestly, because this is a subject where the more awareness we build around it, the more people will start to understand, like, oh yeah, Patreon's really fucked. This whole situation is pretty fucked up. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this one. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you didn't, then that's fine too. I get it. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to be truthful and honest and say how I feel about it, and that's just how I feel about the whole situation. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So if you feel like there's a reason why you should have Patreon and be able to stand for the Second Amendment, then please enlighten me, because I just don't see it. Because there isn't. Because there's no way. They just don't support the First Amendment. They don't support freedom of speech. They don't. They seem like they do because it's such a small minority of people who are getting picked out for saying things, that they're making it very, and if you don't follow Jordan Peterson and the big people like that, I say big, but if you're just in the gun community, generally all you do is care about guns. Gun. You don't give a shit about nothing else. I'm here to tell you, you better start looking out for everything else, because the First Amendment is just in much, if not more danger than the Second. They're both in pretty bad shape. So, just look at what's going on with all this transgender stuff and all that shit, with people wanting to be called certain things and all that. This is all freedom of speech, guys. This is all falls on the line of that, okay? So let's get together. Let's do this. Let's figure it out. There's no reason to be a dick in the comments. And that's it. Please like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Apple iTunes. The podcast is ready to go. I have several episodes up for you guys to listen to. It's doing pretty well, I think, and that's cool. So I appreciate everyone's support. I really do. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. My Lord, thank you guys so much. It's unbelievable. Please don't ever support me on Patreon, because there never will be. I've said it many times. If you're getting something from me, if you're paying me for something, you're getting something in return, and it's not a video. All right, the videos are going to be here. I'm going to create content because this is what I love to do. This is not about, I don't make videos to get money from you guys. It's ridiculous to me. So when Jordan Peterson and stuff, at 10,000, I will set up some kind of a system to where, there's going to be some kind of a way to where I can do this more and make it more efficient. But that's a long way off, guys. And it's not going to be a platform that is not in support of our constitutional rights, period. Okay? So, and you know who's coming up with that platform? Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin. God bless America. I'll see you guys later. Peace.